Hey, it's Stephanie Ferrara, your Empowering Creativity Coach. I'm so excited for you to meet one of my best friends today. She was actually one of my first clients as well when I started my coaching business. And it's exciting for me to see that she is starting a brand new business and being able to watch that happen. And we're going to share with you today just kind of how that came about and what that looks like as she is building this new business. And it's really, really exciting. As a Christ-centered business coach, I help women in the early stages of their business build a thriving, healthy, God-driven business. And I do that through helping them develop a brand that is just uniquely them. It is their personal brand. It represents them at their core, and by developing that personal brand and going out to the world as you, yes, you, by going out to the world as just you will be able to attract your ideal clients like a magnet, because they will be drawn in by you, your personality, what you bring to the table and how you do that, and your values, and it's just all wrapped up in there. And that's your personal brand. And I worked with Fati on that early on for her other business, her family business. And it's just exciting to see how she is growing into this new business as well. Fati is actually owns a couple businesses. Not so, as I mentioned, she has this new business she's starting. She is also has Sari Sam Productions with her husband, where they do a lot of print and printing business. So T-shirts and postcards, invitations, those types of things. And then she is also the founder of KPTV Network, which is a Christian TV network on YouTube. She does Facebook, does her show on both Facebook and YouTube, and just preaching the word. And she has so many followers. It just blows my mind how many people are eager for her next video every single week. She is busy. She is busy. And then last summer, God planted a new dream in her for this new business. And it's a skincare business. So it's totally different from what she's been doing. And what I love and what you'll hear through this discussion is just how God has led her every step of the way, and how she has depended on him for guidance from everything from the logo to how to make this happen to the where to go to even source the products. All of it has been driven by prayer, divine encounters, all kinds of things. It's just so fun to see how God works and how he is working in her life right now with this new business. So let me introduce you to my friend Fati. Well, hey, Fati, thank you so much for joining me on the show today. Why don't you introduce yourself and just tell us about your business, kind of where you've been in business and where you're going.
Hi, everyone. My name is Fati K Samura, based here in Little Rock, Arkansas. Thank you, Stephanie, for giving me the opportunity to be here today on your show. I'm originally from West Africa, Sierra Leone, and I came here as a teenager. I've been here for over 20 years now. I'm a mom to 3 kids, 13, 11, and 8, and I'm married to a wonderful husband who is a support to me in everything that I do. So my husband and I, generally, we have our own family business that we run, Fati Samura Production, whereby we print T-shirt design, do basically everything you need printing-wise. We do it. We personalize T-shirt, and we've printed couple of T-shirts for you and Bailey, and that's what we do. We've been doing that for the past 6 years, and God has been faithful. So we also have, by God's grace, online TV ministry that we run, whereby we interview pastors, we interview anyone that is kingdom-minded, that is working for the Lord and promoting God's work out there, gospel ministers, business owners. I had you on the show a couple of months back talking about your dream and your mission to just help women, Christian women in business, to enable them and empower them. So that's what we do. TV ministry, we have it on Facebook, Kingdom Promoters TV Network. And I'm also a full-time student here in UCA, pursuing a degree in psychology and counseling. And and last year, August or July, within in the summertime, about that time, June, July, a new vision was birthed, apart from what my husband and I do. And that is skincare product that I'm about to launch by God's grace.
I think that's fantastic. I love those God dreams and those God planted businesses, and just how He moves so much in us through our experiences. So, with this new business, it's very different from what your businesses have been. It's product based as opposed to service based. You're developing your own product. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that moment? That series of events that kind of put this into play for you?
Well, you've known me for the past 4 years since I moved to Arkansas, and you know I am a woman that knows how to slay her face. Okay, I can do myself like I can. There's a saying when you say I can clean up pretty well when it comes to my face. But in 2017, 2018, I was on a journey and I was not even aware of what I was going through. And 2019 was a aha moment for me that really God brought me to that place where I was now like have nowhere to run but to obey. Because when you read the book of Second Kings, and Samuel was saying to King Saul that obedience is better than sacrifice. And there are times when we go through some things and God is telling you to do certain things, and if you're not obedient, you might not see the fruit of what God is trying to show you in that season. As difficult as it might be sometimes to obey some instructions, our job is to just flat route our job is just to outright obey him and wait for that fruit of why God is directing you in certain ways. So I was being really brought to this place where God was showing me how beautiful I am, and just to say this, not to bring an offense to any female that might be watching this program. Just because you put on a makeup, I'm not saying that you're not beautiful or you don't have self-confidence. This is my personal journey. For some people that like you've known me, if you go to my Facebook page, you can see my previous pictures. I can do my makeup pretty well. But for years, for me, I had based my beauty on the makeup. My identity was surrounded by this makeup. And even in ministry, I realized it was affecting the way how my ministry, my administration, in a way that every time I come on set, I have to look in a certain way. So my look was first thing. So it was like an idol, you understand? But I didn't know it. And I was more worried about how I look than the script or what I've put together, you know. So God had me really stirred up in my heart to get rid of makeup in 2018. And 2019, I finally came to a place where I surrendered. And I was like, I'm going to stop fighting it, because it came to a point where I'll put the makeup on and my face will literally burn. I'm not that kind of person that is allergic to anything. You can literally give me anything and it works for me. Praise God for that. But for that moment, and I keep fighting that and I keep fighting, and finally I gave it up. And now I came to this place of, okay, people have seen me being on TV, putting on makeup, putting my hair and all that, the weave, everything. I had to let go of it. Walking in divine obedience. So I was now left with this question in my mind. Okay, God, so how would I look when I come on TV with no makeup, with no weave, with nothing? People are going to think I'm crazy. I mean, as Christians, that's the first thing that comes to our mind. Not even Christian, the human, natural thing. What will people think? Like Jeremiah, God told him, go and speak. And Jeremiah said, but I can't speak. I'm just a child. I mean, what will people say? God said, don't worry about it. I'm going to give you the words in your mouth to speak. So if we only learn to depend on God and trust in him when he's leading us in certain direction, we shouldn't be worried about what people think. So I was now thinking about product that I can use, because at that time I already have like pores, like my nose was like covered up with holes and pores, and it was disgusting, you know. And I was worried. I said, God, how would this skin heal itself? I mean, at least I had a makeup to cover it up. People wouldn't know, you know. So I went to the local Indian store in Little Rock here, and I was looking for like a very good India product, like a facial wash that can help me close the pores up. And I met this Indian lady at the desk, and I was like, I'm looking for this particular product, or can you suggest anything that I can use that can heal my skin? And she told me, you don't need to buy a product that is already made. You can make your own. And as a businesswoman to another businesswoman, you would not tell somebody, hey, don't buy my product. Just let me show you how to do it yourself if it's not God.
Right. Yes,
Do you
exactly.
understand?
Yeah.
So that was totally a God thing. And why didn't I go to Walmart to look for a product? Because they have them there. Why didn't I go to a Kroger or some other beauty supply store that can help me get something there? But I went to the Indian natural store because in that moment, while I was being in this transition, my whole mindset was not going natural. My hair, I cut it off. My hair grew back. It was a little shorter than this. And I was like, I'm going natural. I don't know what God is doing, but I'm going to trust this process. I'm just going to go back to the form in which He created me. And I'm not going to be ashamed of it. So I went to this Indian market and I was like, I'm looking for anything you can give me that can heal my skin. And the lady said, no, you're not going to buy anything. You are going to make your own. And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm going to buy something. you know? And you know me, so we were actually now in that conversation of just going back and forth. And I really saw how serious she looked. I was like, but wait a minute. She's here to make money. Why is she convincing me not to buy the product that she already have? Instead, she told me to go and create my own. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to fight you. What do I need to make my own product? And she gave me the ingredient that I need. She told me, use this and use that and put this together and put it in the fridge and use it overnight. I was like, reluctantly, but that's, God moves in mysterious ways, Steph. There are times we don't even see God's hand in things that He's doing. But if we just trust the process, you understand? So I bought those things
sometimes that can be so hard to trust that process, right? You don't know where it's going. You don't know what direction you're headed in even, but you realize you're in some kind of process here.
Right.
So hard.
And I always tell my husband, I said, I wish the Bible can really go into detail and tell you the part where Abraham was probably kicking his leg and fighting God. I'm not going. I'm not leaving my hometown, But they make it all look so pretty that Abraham left and he went to a land that is unknown, So like when God is shifting you, sometimes you don't even understand where He's taking you. But because you know how faithful He is, you're going to trust Him and depend on Him in that moment. And it's not easy to do sometimes. So I brought this natural herbs home, and of course I'm from Africa. I believe in natural herbs. I'm a product of natural herbs because I used to be sick every month with malaria, and my mom, she's really good at knowing what herbs to use to cure malaria. So she would just go to the forest and cut down some leaves and trees and bring it, boil it, and just smoke me up. And because of the coronavirus, people are now like smoking stuff and smoking their face. And I was like, this is something I did as a kid. What are you trying to tell me?
This isn't new, right? This isn't new.
I mean, America, come on, wake up. This is something this was my life, But I came home and I put everything together as she instructed me. And I said, okay, let me try it. I scrubbed my face. They could literally see the holes in my face at the time. And I just applied it and went to bed at night. Steph, I kid you not. I woke up in the morning, the holes were closed. My pores were literally closed. And I woke up and told my husband, it is gone. It's gone. And then I went back the following day. I kept doing it. And then I saw my skin literally went back to even beyond what it used to be. I tried it on my teenage son because, as a teenager, they're breaking up and everything. And I actually saw improvement. So I said, okay, this is actually working. But at the time, I wasn't even thinking about product selling it or anything. So I went to a beautician to do my hair because my hair was short and I had to find something to make me not look like a little boy. I was confused. Like I was worried about my face. I was worried about my hair. And I was like, I look like a hot mess. It looked like I just came from Africa, okay? There's nothing wrong with it. You have some beautiful people that comes out of Africa looking like they're living abroad. But in my case, I look like they just brought me from the village. So I went to the beautician and she was doing my hair and she noticed, she's like, your skin look flawless. What do you do to it? And I was like, well, I really don't have any routine. Recently, I've just started using this and I'm using that and using this. And she said, well, you can turn it into a brand. And I was like, what is a brand? That's how just crazy this whole idea was. And I was like, what is a brand? And she said, well, a brand is when you just turn your own natural stuff into a business and you just put your name on it. And I was like, how do you do that? You know, because me, I'm just used to in t-shirt business. I know where to order t-shirts. I know how to design it and I know who my customers are, but that's a whole different world.
And I think that's so funny because you and I coached early on, and so I kind of coached you in your t-shirt business, the videography business, and everything. And
Right.
when this came up, you're like, I don't even know where to begin. Like,
I don't know. And I called you. I was like, Stephanie, something new came up. You need to help me again. And she's like, go back to the whole thing that we did with your t-shirt business. It's just the same, just
exactly.
different product,
Yeah.
you know. But in that moment, she referred me to another lady next door because like a whole complex of beauty shops. And she said the lady next door just had her own edge control product. She just made it and branded. So I went over there and I was like, hey, my beautician told me that you have an idea of how to style your own beauty skin and can you give me tips? And she told me, she walked me through the process. It was still not enough information. Okay, so I came home, I Googled, I researched, and I called a friend of mine, help me research how to get into a business, skincare business. What are the pros and cons? What are the advantages and disadvantages, the risk? Because people are going to be applying this on their skin. I want to make sure I'm on the safer side. What is it that I'm supposed to do and the do's and don'ts? And she researched and sent me stuff, and I was on YouTube looking at other people's, product stories and all that.
Yeah, that
So
seems like so overwhelming because when you're dealing with products, especially those that somebody is going to be applying to their body in some way, right? And
yeah,
what kind of FDA regulations are there? What are the regulations? What are the rules? What is the testing that has to happen and all of
yeah,
that? I can
yeah,
imagine that would really overwhelm you in trying to
it
just get
is.
started.
It really is. And to a point, I almost gave up. And my husband was all fired up. Like, this is a good idea because he actually saw the product working for me. So he bought into the idea from the on go. And I was like, well, it's not as easy as just applying it at home because now I have to worry about preservatives and making sure I have the right preservatives, the right other ingredient I can put in there to make sure everybody's skin that when people use it, it's okay for them. It might be working for me now, but what if the next person? So I started looking into companies who are experts in what I'm trying to do. And I said, I can't do this. Even though I have the products and I have the idea, let me reach out to other people who have been doing this for long. So I reached out to companies and I told them, hey, this and this and this is what I want. Can you help me work with it? And they said, yeah, we can put it together. And that's it. So they put it together, sent me a tester kit, and I tested it. And I told them I want a natural smell. I want it to smell natural. And I think I met with you once, and I told you that I wanted to have that natural organic smell to it. And so that's what I did. And next thing you know, my product was birth. I registered it, and now the name. Okay, so I was worried about the name because I didn't have a name. This is all new to me. So I called a friend of mine in Nigeria, and I said, okay, because it's a natural product in Africa, it's more easier to produce it there because there's more in abundance. You understand? So I called my friend in Nigeria, and then they gave me a call and said, no, that'll be too expensive. And then we came to a conclusion that to export it from there to here, it's a lot of procedures. And I'm not yet a big company. So I don't have any other FDA, regulations and things like that to be able to qualify to do those things. I said, well, let me just start locally and something within my budget. So that way I'm not going bankrupt, you know. So she asked me, what is the name of your business? I was like, I don't know.
Haven't gotten that far yet.
No, I'm still in the research section. And she said, what is the name of your business? And do you have a design so I can send it to the person who's in the factory so they can do? I was like, a logo? I don't have a logo. I don't have a name. I don't have a logo. But I didn't tell her that. So I just told her, okay, hold on. I will send you all that information. Give me like a week. I'll put it all together and send it to you. Because I don't want her to feel like I wasn't serious, you know. So I hung up the phone the night and I was sitting in my room and I was like, God, I don't have a name. I don't have a logo. So I started looking for names, and everything that talks about beauty, skincare, all this, it's like everything is taken. I was like, this is a serious business here. Everybody's busy trying to figure out what to do with their skin. And then I said, I just said a small prayer, a short prayer. I said, Lord, if it's you giving me this idea to start this business, Father, give me a name and a logo. Please show me what to do. Steph, I went to bed that night. God is my witness. I wish I'll have my dream journal where I can show you the draft of what I saw. And I went to bed that night. Can I show you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Sarima, can you bring me my dream journal, the red one? The one that says journal number 2. It is just mind blowing. This whole process, um, it's just ridiculous. I think I had told you that, did I?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Let me see. You got it? Thanks. My dream journal book 2 is full. Now I'm on to number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, let me see. Okay. So that night I went to bed and I just said a small prayer like, God, please, if you're the one giving me direction to start this business, give me an idea what the logo should look like and what the name should be. And then I went to bed, boom, I got that. Can you see that?
Yeah.
That's the design that I sketched. So I went to bed and immediately I slept. I saw a design on a black t-shirt and it says, I am. And the design was on the t-shirt. Nobody was wearing it. It just appeared. And then it has like the rainbow color around it. And in the middle, it says, I am. And then with the picture of the plant that I'm using for the product. And I woke up immediately without no time. And I just took my dream journal and sketched it. And I was like, no, this is not enough. This is not enough. Because with dreams, when you get it, sometimes if you're not careful, you just lose it. So I just went into my computer and I took my computer and went on Google and looked for the colors that I saw close to what I saw,
Right.
sketched it, put I am, and with the plant under it. And I was like, okay, I walked away from it. And I said, I am what? I am that I am. I am God. I am wonderful. I mean, God, you're awesome, but like, you didn't give me a full conclusion of what I need to do. And I think 2 or 3 days later, it hit me. I am beautiful. And I said, okay, God said everything he created is beautiful. And I'm made in the image of God. And then I went back and said, I am beautiful. And it hit me. With or without makeup, I am beautiful. And the message is to let women know and everybody know, regardless of everything that we have going on, underneath that mask that we wear to look beautiful and look approved, to feel approved, we are beautiful in the eyes of God. And this is God's way of telling me that we are beautiful. And it's a message that needs to be sent out there to my fellow women and even to teenagers, that you can embrace your own natural skin. You can embrace what God has given you. It's beautiful. You understand? And even when I was going through that journey, one of the things that God told me was, the marks that we put on, it's a distraction versus what I have called you. Satan wants to tell you that what I've created is not beautiful enough. So he have you painting and doing all this. No offense to anybody. This is my own personal conviction and my own personal journey and testimony. And when I heard those words inside of me, and I said, God, I'm so sorry, trying to cover up the beauty that you created. And since then, my skin just looked flawless. So my business is based on letting everybody know who uses my product. It's a reminder that says you are beautiful just the way God created you.
And what an amazing thing once these, you know, these women, these teenagers have your product and they've got your bottle, and every time they pick it up, they read, because we always read it, you know, even if we've read it 100 times, we pick something up and we're going to read it. And every
Hmm.
time they read it, it's that reaffirmation that I am
Hmm.
beautiful. Every time
Right.
they pick up that bottle
Yeah.
to put their product on their face. And I think
Yeah.
that's just that's beautiful in itself.
Yeah. And then when I first showed the product, I think I showed it with you. I had a meeting with you, and I was so excited. I showed you the first draft of the design as I saw it in the dream. And I went to a friend of mine's church. There's this youth from Nigeria, and I showed him. I was like, God showed me something, and I have this design. And he looked at it. He's like, send it to me. By then, I was scared because my product was not registered yet. So I was like, what if he steals my idea? And but I trust him, and I sent it to him, and he designed it, and then everything came out looking like this. I Am Beautiful by Fati K Samura. And then one thing the Lord dropped in my spirit is, when people open your product, I want you to put something in there that will remind them and affirm that. So I put it in there. Once you open my box, there's a message in there for everyone that purchases it. And it's from the book of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 7. It says, you are altogether beautiful, my darling. There's no flaw in you.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I
So
haven't
when,
I haven't seen that finished box. Last time we talked about this, you were still trying to find the box even,
yes.
and trying to find that packaging and what it was going to look like. Oh, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, I searched, and I've looked into other companies, but being that it's a small business I'm starting off, I just want to go all natural and simple, So I just ended up using something simple, made by me and my family with love, so that way everybody can relate, and just feel like you don't have to start big, you don't have to start fancy. It's the message and it's not quantity but quality, so I want anyone that receive my product, when they see that message, and my prayer is, God, let them actually feel your love, let them actually feel your love and know that they are beautiful no matter what.
Thank you so much for sharing that and sharing this journey and every step of the way, from the dreams to the prayer to how this has just come about, even just the personal journey
Yeah.
of God speaking to you and saying, you don't need all that stuff to cover up. You don't need
Yeah.
the weaves. You don't need the wigs. You don't need all the makeup.
Yeah.
You know, the way I made you is beautiful. Why cover it up?
Yeah.
And that's just, I think that's amazing. I love how the
Yeah.
Holy Spirit speaks to us that way, and just and how God really can get to the heart of our issues. Like you mentioned, that had become an idol to you.
Yes.
That was more important than the message you were delivering on your TV
Yeah.
network, right?
Yeah.
Was, am I going to look okay first?
Yes. I
And
was
I know
putting
that
that first.
I think that's huge for a lot of us. And this is something, just to kind of deviate a little bit, but just that's something huge for all of us who are in business and trying to do Facebook lives and do YouTube
Yeah.
and record videos and courses and everything, that the message is more important, right,
Yeah.
than what you look like. Yes, you want to make sure that certain things are in place, like you don't have tons of distraction behind you and all those types of things, but the message is so much more important than whether I've curled my hair today, or or if it's still just pulled up in a bun or whatever it
Right.
is. When you're led to get that word out there, to just do it,
Yeah.
and be who you are.
Yeah. And God can use that. There are times you can be looking the messiest. Those are the messages that goes real far. Like, there's a time I post something as simple as a very simple post on Facebook. That thing went viral. It went over almost 200,000.
That's incredible.
200,000. Yeah.
Wow.
But I woke up in the morning, from overnight to the next day, 10,000. In the next 1 week, 20,000. Now, I checked the last time, it was like almost 200. I had to put it down. I put the post down. Seriously,
Why?
I shut it down
Why?
because it was just like a casual thing that I posted about prayers for kids. I thought the one I posted about the kids that were dead in South Africa and something like that. And I saw every time I opened, people are crying, they're hurt. And I was like, no, 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 no. This is not the purpose of that. I don't want anybody to feel hurt. I don't want anybody to feel because we're already living in an atmosphere that is already filled with sorrow. You understand?
Right.
I don't want to already add on that, because my point is to bring Jesus to people, and Jesus as a man of hope. You
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
But not everybody can handle certain messages too well. You understand? And we're already living in a world where people are sick emotionally with everything that is happening. I ended up bringing it down. So this post is not bringing joy to people, and I'm not going to add on what they're already going through. So, and when it comes to children, as a mom, this is a very emotional thing for everybody. So every time I turn on, as much as it went viral, but people were hurt.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And then I read some posts where people, God, where are you? I said, no, 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 no. I put it
Oh,
down.
yeah. Yeah.
You understand? Because whatever God uses me to do is to bring hope. You understand? Not to bring more discouragement and question about who he is and things like that. So like back to the makeup thing, I don't think I've ever really shared, because we went to school of ministry together. And in those times, the transition had already started, but you really didn't know. And me, myself, was not really understanding what was happening. But I noticed after the transition, when I had definitely obeyed and submitted to God's direction, I sensed a change in my ministration. I sensed a different direction. Even the day when I finally, I put everything in a garbage bag and I put it outside, and I locked the door. On that day, Steph, I shut the door. When the moment I shut the door behind those things, I went in my room, in my daughter's bathroom, and I cleared every weave, every makeup, even to the toothbrush. Just so I might not even feel tempted again to go to Walmart and say, let me buy one, and just to make sure if God really is speaking, And I obeyed and completely. I had just bought everything, like just my MAC foundation, like $50 for the foundation. Okay, that's how expensive these things were. And I had to put everything. I said, God, I'm working away. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm working away. When I shut that door, I felt a very cold wind from my head all the way down. And I felt peace. I felt peace within myself. That's what obedience does. Even with this business, I didn't know what to do. I went to him. I said, God, I don't know. I look like a fool right now. Even though I didn't tell my friend I didn't have a name or logo, I said, God, but I need one. If really you're the one direct, I need one. And I went to bed that night, boom, he showed me the design. Flash, it went by like this on a black t-shirt, and I woke up.
I think it's actually kind of funny that he spoke to you on a t-shirt, since that's your other business. Like,
Right.
you're putting stuff on t-shirts in your family business. And so that's how he spoke to you in this one, was
Right.
that logo on a t-shirt. I think that's
I never really thought about it that way. I woke up, I even designed the t-shirt with the logo on it. But yeah, so that's the new journey that I'm on. And I'm just thankful that God is holding my hand in the process of all of this. It's not an easy journey with the business. It's a whole new world to me. And there's more involved than the t-shirt. The t-shirt, all I need to do, if I burn your cheese a hole, I burnt it. Let me go get another one, There's nothing there, but this is dealing with people's skin. And not only that, I'm praying over my product. I'm releasing God's healing over my product. So when people put it on, it's not just to moisturize your skin, but to heal your skin. You understand? So this is my dream and my desire, that God's name be glorified in this product. So I'm not ashamed to put God in it. I'm not ashamed to put scriptures in it. It's for everybody. Because for God so loved the world that he came and gave his life for us all. So whoever, I believe, get a hold of this, will not only transform their skin outwardly, but the words and the message in there as well will transform you internally.
What a beautiful purpose. I love that.
Thank you.
So going forward, I know you are still in development. You had all of you're not ready to ship product yet. You're still working on all of the additional pieces to it.
Yes. Yes.
In the meantime, how can my audience connect with you? Because I know I'm piqued. I'm sure that others listening are like, how do I get my hands on this product now? Right now. So how can we connect with you and stay in the know so that we know when it's ready, when we can say, okay, buy now.
Okay. So I went ahead and created a Facebook page, but then I also have a Facebook group where I'm going to share more details about what the products are and the ingredients and how the natural healing power that are in these ingredients. So it's on Facebook. It's called Natural Skincare with Fati. So they can check that out. And maybe weekly, I'll be posting in there just the different types of ingredient that are in each of them. By the way, I have the skincare cream, and then I have the toner, and I also have the facial wash. So all of this have basically similar ingredient, but somehow different. So I'll be posting in there to let my audience know, and also the people who are interested to know what maybe this ingredient that I use, what does it do? What is it for? Because when you read the book of Genesis, chapter 1 or 2, God said, I have given you the leaves, the plants, and the trees for your own benefit. So these leaves and plants are given to us for our own healing, because Christ is the balm of Gilead. He's the healer. So this plants that we're using it's for our own good. Everything has been made out there for us to use,
Yes.
and for our own purpose. And then eventually I'm working on a hair product for natural hair products, and I can also help your hair to just grow and your scalp to be healthy. So they can check me on Facebook.
Yes, and I'll make sure that I post the link to your Facebook group with this video so that everybody can go join. I know I'll be joining because I definitely want to stay in the know and keep up with the progress that you're making there with bringing this product to market. And I really appreciate you taking some time today to come and talk to us about it and just share the journey that you've been on with even just trying to figure out from idea to how do I even go about doing this? I don't even know. What do you mean make it a product, make it a brand? What are you talking about? And just how that has come about. And I just want to say your final logo that you've come up with, that is beautiful.
Thank you.
I love it. I love the simplicity of it. It is beautiful.
Thank you.
And I'm looking forward to the day when you call me and you say, I'm shipping boxes.
Yes. And I just really want to add that if I have been praying for a destiny helper all my life, I would say you are one of them. You have been such a helper to me in ministry, and even in this little journey that I'm on, you have been a really huge blessing to me. And you just don't get tired of my questions. Okay, I send you questions that don't make sense, and you always somehow find answers to them. So you were just one of a heck of a destiny helper that I really cannot go without you having been part of the journey and the process. So in every way, as a friend, as a fellow church member, a fellow schoolmate in school of ministry, personally, I just want to thank you for just encouraging me and giving me ideas, even for using us as helping us through your coaching business. When you started it, you call me, hey girl, listen, I need a guinea pig. I say, I'm here, and I'm just really proud of you, the progress that you've made and where you are now. You're just so confident in what you do. So I pray God establish you and just help you increase in what you do, and to really bring help to God's daughters and children in whatever they have entrusted by God to give to the world.
Thank you so much. I know I value our friendship. So I can't even put a value on it. I mean, there's just so much that you've helped me grow in my prayer life and in expectation of what God can do. I loved, for those of you watching, we were in School of Ministry together, at NLC School of Ministry, and we carpooled together. We rode together to go to class, and so many great discussions and talks and everything that occurred after class and on the way to class, and
family issues,
sitting in the car for another hour instead of dropping you off. Like, we'd sit in the car in the parking lot for like an hour and just talk. And both of us, I know, gained so much from that time together. I treasure that time that we had together. And I
Thank
miss
God.
that because we live in the same town, but we hardly get to see each other now because we're just both so busy, so incredibly busy.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Busy means we're getting somewhere, you
Right.
know. But we used to have like lunch date once in a while. We're gonna do it. Once Corona goes back where he came
Right.
from, we're gonna have a big lunch date.
Yes, we better. Definitely.
Chick-fil-A is waiting for us.
Yes. Just a big lunch date at Chick-fil-A. Exactly.
It is. Meet me at Chick-fil-A.
Yes.
Well,
Fati,
thank
thank you
you.
so much. I value our friendship. Just like I said, I can't even measure it. And I thank you for what you have imparted to me and how you've been part of my life. And thank you for coming on my show and being part of it and sharing your story. And I will definitely look forward to when I get to have you back on so you can announce your product launch. Like we're going to have to
Yeah.
definitely do that, right?
Yes. So my target date is probably mid-June. That's what I'm looking at, towards mid-June or end of June. That's my target goal. And by God's grace, it will happen.
Very cool. I
Yeah.
have to like figure out how I can get an early sample.
Oh yeah, definitely. Once I'm done, you will be the first guinea pig to try it on.
Happily. I will do that for you. Definitely.
Yes. You would definitely be the first person to try it on, you know. So being that it's natural, I'm trying to go with all like natural box products and stuff,
Yeah.
you know, and then I'm gonna put like the one, what do you call it? The one ties on around, like tie it up. Yeah. Look at all.
It'll be so pretty.
Yeah, fancy but local at the same time,
Yeah, exactly.
you
Exactly.
know. But I just want to say one last thing before we close to your viewers. Um, when you read the parables of Jesus Christ in the book of Matthew, chapter 25 or 26, about that, the parable of the man that left his servants with we call this three servants and gave them one, he gave 5 gifts, one he gave 3, one he gave no 2, one he gave 1. So I know for some of us that are Christian, we understand that, but at the end of the day, it shows about your ability to steward what God has given you. And just because maybe I was in t-shirt production business or talk show hosting ministry, does not limit me to what more God can give me. But it's the way how we receive it and how much work we put into it and how much diligence we put into it is based on that. God will look and say, you know what? I can trust you with more. You understand? And so this is just a perfect example that God has no limit to how much he can entrust in us, but he has to see first how diligent we are with what we have already. Even with the TV ministry, there are days, you know, like I don't feel like coming out and talking. I don't feel like doing nothing. I just want to lay down and watch African movie all day. But no, I have a mission, I have an assignment, and I need to be faithful. Even in days when I have allergies, I think there was an episode that I shot. I was sneezing throughout, but I had to do it, you know. Once I have the strength and I'm called to do this, this is what I'm supposed to do. Now, there are times you can have time to rest, which makes sense, but we shouldn't be careless about what God has given you. For example, okay, now that God gave me that gift or gave me the vision about the logo and all that, I would just said, you know what, I don't understand that. What does that mean? And just sit back and miss out on an opportunity to have another product or another business that can be a blessing to people, you know. So, but I didn't stop from there. I said, God, I know what you've seen, you're showing me, and I'm going to do whatever, even though I might not understand everything, but I know you can help me through the process. So I'm just giving this as an advice to everyone that is watching. It doesn't matter if God has given you, maybe God has spoken to you to do something, you know, do it. Even if it's like a cleaning business, start it. Start with your neighbors. Start with your father's or your parents' home, you know, because at the end of the day, that's you building up your testimony. You know, Rome was not built in one day. It's a process. So in all said and done, whatever gifts and business ideas God has given you, you cannot do it without Christ being the center. You have to go first to him. Like my 13-year-old, quick before I hang up, my 13-year-old is very passionate about music. He wants to be the best producer. He wants to be the best music, you know, but he always want to, his best, you know how you have so much of a strong vision of something and you want to already walk into that future, but sometimes you forget to do the groundwork. So I counsel him to understand that it doesn't matter how passionate you are with this gift that God has given you. If you don't put God first and you don't go to God to give you ideas, you don't go to God to direct your path, you're going to be just in that baby stage. You will not grow in your gift. You will not grow with ideas. You will not grow in anything. You just get stuck. And he finally listened. He started praying and asking God. So a few days ago, he put together a nice beat that is so different from where he was when just trying to figure out what to do. And one day he said, Mommy, I actually can create a beat now for like an hour and walk away. But before, he would just sit down there for like a whole day. And then at the end of the day, what he comes out with, it doesn't even make sense to none of us. None of us want to listen to it, you know? And I told him, this is what you do. This is what happens when we put God first in everything that we do. So it's very important, guys, to put God first in everything that you do, because at the end of the day, it is God who has given us the ability to create wealth. So if you're a businesswoman, put your business in the hand of God, commit it to God, surrender it to God, and you will see how you will start seeing. Remember, first, it's not about the benefit. It's about you walking in obedience. When you walk in obedience, and God will direct your step, and then God will lead you to the right people. And eventually your business will start making waves and you'll start seeing the profit.
Thank you so much for that.
You're
I think
welcome.
that's, definite words of wisdom there. So ladies, hit rewind and go take notes. Definitely on that. It was so good. Thank you very much. Thank you again for being on today and for sharing your story with us. And I look forward to having you back again.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Love you, girl.
Wow, that was so much fun. I know that she and I can talk for hours. As I mentioned, when we'd come home from School of Ministry, we would literally sit in the car for another hour or so. Sometimes, family texting us, "Where are you?" because we just could not stop talking. She is truly one of my best friends, and I'm so glad that you got to meet her today. To connect with her, to get on the list for her for her launch of her skincare, you will definitely want to be in her Facebook group, and that is Natural Skincare by Fati, Fati. And get in there. I'm going to get in there because I want to be one of the first to purchase it as well. I'm excited about this. I've seen how it's worked for her skin, how it's worked for her son's skin, taking care of a lot of that blemish and acne issues of teenagers. And it's just amazing how God has worked through this business and the growth that I've seen within her as she has started this new business. And I hope that you are encouraged by that. Do you have a God dream? Do you have one of those dreams, that business dream that seems to be kind of eating away at you, like you're supposed to do it and you don't even know where to begin? I'd love to talk to you about that. Reach out to me. Go to my website and schedule a free call. Let's talk about that dream and what is it that needs to happen to make it happen? Like, what do you need to do first? Where do you begin so that you can make that happen? One of the things that I've talked to Fati about with this business, she's been looking at, before I launch, I've got to have the website and I've got to have this and I've got to have that. And I told her, you can start with a Facebook group. Just get people in there and talk about the product. And that's all you've got to do. Get people interested first. You don't have to have all the shiny things to be a business. And we can really get hung up in all of that, and it will overwhelm you. So I say that just to say, if you have a business dream inside of you and you aren't quite sure where to begin, how to start, is it even what you're supposed to be doing? What do you do about your current job? All of those kinds of questions. Book a free strategy call with me. I'll drop a link below this video so that you can do that. And let's get on the phone and let's hash that out and talk through what is it that you really need to do to get started. I look forward to talking to you, and I will see you again next time.